Let's talk about why running your own business sucks and what you can do about it. Hey everyone, I'm Alex. I'm a former 9-to-5 corporate employee turned life coach, and I'm here to help you overcome your mindset hurdles and create the life that you dream of. So the reason that running your own business might suck right now is because you're running it like you're still at a 9-to-5. One of the biggest reasons I wanted to be my own boss was so that I could make my own schedule and have my business fit around my lifestyle rather than having my lifestyle fit around my work schedule. But what I see is way too many business owners running their business like it's a 9-to-5. And what do people at a 9-to-5 do? Well, they work Monday to Friday, generally between 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 or 8 to 6, etc. These people also trade their time for money. These people see the only path to making more money is either a raise or job hopping to get a salary increase. Or these people may take on a second or third job to increase their income. And one of the biggest things that 9-to-5 people do is that they have skills that were taught in university or college rather than skills that they've developed over their lifetime. And these skills lead to them being replaceable. How many people graduated from your degree program at school and have the exact same training as you? And so I see people that have their own business doing similar behaviors as 9-to-5 employees. And these are business owners that aren't quite in their power yet as a business owner. So these are the people that are working 8 hours a day or more, and they may be working every day of the week and starting to feel burnt out. They may make themselves available to clients at all times, and their only income stream comes from the work that they do with clients. So they're repeating the same thing that 9-to-5 employees do, where they're trading their time for money and doing nothing but that. So this may look like either having an hourly rate or having a package or contract that people buy from you, but it's still essentially trading time for money. And I see these people really struggling to make more money and free up their time because they continue to trade their time for money. So what can they do? They can either take on more work, but eventually you're going to run out of time to work, or they work on raising their prices. But again, at some point they will reach a place where they don't feel comfortable raising their prices anymore, or they may already feel that they're at the top of their industry or at the top of their competition, and then they start getting worried about not being hired because they're too expensive. And the type of people that I think of when I think of these types of businesses tend to be the freelancer type entrepreneurs. So they either have a skill that they've taken from their previous career, maybe as a 9-to-5 employee, or a skill that they've picked up along the way, and they started offering that skill as their own business and became a freelancer. So we could think of people like photographers, videographers, writers, the list goes on, but that's just a couple examples. So these are the people that have freed themselves from a 9-to-5 job and from having an employer, but they aren't taking full advantage of all the benefits that come from running your own business. Especially in the world we live in today, where entrepreneurs have so many options to leverage different income streams. So let's take a look at the example of a photographer. These people tend to charge in packages, so they offer, say, a package for headshots or a package for shooting a wedding. And these people may be charging in a lump sum, but it's still trading time for money. And if this person wants to make more money, they either need to take on more clients and work more hours, or they need to raise the price of their package. And a lot of folks will try and do both. They'll slowly take on more clients. Once they get busy, they'll raise their rates and they'll take on more clients at that new rate. But ultimately, where they're heading is feeling burnt out, feeling frustrated, and feeling like they don't know how to make the type of money that they want to make in their own business. And this is compounded with the fact that they're also their own marketing department, they're their own accounting department, they are bringing in clients, they're doing all the other things that entrepreneurs have to do to run a business. And all of this combined can lead to your business not feeling fun at all. You're not making the type of money that you wanted, you're feeling really tired and burnt out, you're working all the time, and you're not even getting the benefits that you get out of a 9-to-5 job. And I can see why this would make you think, maybe I should just go back to getting a 9-to-5 job. At least I won't have to do all the headache things like accounting and getting clients all the time. And I can just have a steady paycheck and relax for once. So what are empowered business owners doing that's different from people who are struggling in their own business? So here's 4 things that I've observed that people who are leveraging modern entrepreneurship opportunities are taking advantage of. And they're working less and making more, and they're genuinely enjoying their businesses and the time and the freedom that their businesses allow. The first and most important thing that I see these business owners doing is seeing beyond one-to-one client work. So these people know that one-to-one client work is necessary in the beginning. This is how you start your business. This is how you gain your skills. This is how you start to get testimonials and really refine what you offer to the market. But they see beyond this. They see this as just a stepping stone to more things in their business. When you work with one-to-one clients, several things are going to happen. First, you're going to start seeing patterns in the types of people that you work with. You're going to notice that there's a certain type of person that needs a certain solution that's repeatable that you could possibly package up, and you don't need to work with those people one-on-one every time. The other thing that's going to happen the longer you run your business is that you're going to develop systems in your business that make running it more efficient and easier. And these are systems that have value to other business owners. So what these people are doing is they're seeing their business as more than just trading time for money. They know that they can leverage the work that they're doing in their own business to form new income streams. So just remember, 9-to-5 employees trade their time for money. Entrepreneurs create leverage. So let's go back to the example of a photographer. As a photographer is running their business, they may do a few things. They may start to develop their own presets. They may have created their own client contract. They may have developed a system in Notion that helps them stay organized in their business. Or maybe they've just developed a certain set of cues that they tell their clients to get their clients to look natural and candid on camera. So I've just listed 4 things that business owners naturally do in their own business just to make their own business run easier, but these things also have value to others. So this photographer could sell their presets. This photographer could sell their contract as a template or their Notion template to others. Or they could create a posing course where they teach other photographers their specific method for getting candid, natural shots with their clients. And if you think of it this way, if you sold a $200 product or $200 worth of products to 500 people in a single year, you've just made $100,000 that year. And in the case of this photographer, all of the examples that I listed are relatively passive. So you do have to put the upfront effort into creating that product, but once it's productized, you could easily sell this as a passive item, and the only thing you have to do is stay on top of customer questions or do the occasional marketing. And some of you may think that selling these sorts of products sounds greedy, but the time, effort, and experience that you put into developing them for your own business has value. And is it more greedy to constantly be raising your rates and working to the point of burnout in your own business than it is to be selling a lower ticket product or course or something to someone that makes it more accessible for them to access your knowledge, your experience, or a product that allows them to work with you at a lower rate? If your typical client package is $3,000 and you're able to package up your information and get them a result for a course that's $1,000, is that greedy? No, it's making it more accessible to more people who can't afford your high ticket offers. And if we look at the example of the photographer who is selling things that they've streamlined in their own business, these are things that can save other business owners countless hours and time that can then be spent with family and friends. So if we look at the example of the photographer, let's just say that they sold their presets for $200. This photographer is now allowing others to streamline their business by the use of these presets, which is saving them time in the editing process. And not only that, it's also helping other photographers improve their business because their product is now more consistent now that they're using presets, and that results in a better client experience and an overall improvement of their product. And the last benefit of doing this is that you get to focus on the creative work that got you into your business in the first place. So if you have another passive stream of income that is supporting you, then maybe you don't need to raise your rates so much. Maybe you can make your work more accessible to others. Or maybe it just means that you don't need to take on every single client that comes your way, regardless of if they're a fit for your business. You can be more selective and choosy and focus on doing creative work that excites you and working with people that excite you, rather than taking on every piece of work. So the first thing that empowered business owners are doing is they're not thinking about how they can get more customers and raise their rates. They're thinking about, how can I leverage what I've already created in my business and turn that into new streams of income? Which leads me to my second observation. Empowered business owners focus on building an audience. Because of course, if you're creating these passive products, who is going to buy them? These people know that they don't need to rely on cold calling, cold emailing, or just referrals in their business. They know that through building an audience, not only will that support their one-on-one work, but down the road, they're going to have an audience to sell their products to. So the first benefit of building an audience is, of course, it's going to help you get those first one-on-one clients. And as you build an audience, you will naturally attract the right people to your business, and you won't need to worry about going out and finding clients because you're already doing the work of attracting them to your business. And one of the biggest objections I hear from people thinking of starting their own business is that they think selling is yucky. They just want to focus on the creative work and they don't want to have to deal with selling to other people. But if you're creating your own audience, you're building an audience of people that are already interested in your work, that are already excited about what you're doing, and they have a degree of interest and they want to follow you and work with you. So these people are already warmed up and you're not having to cold call them or cold email them. They're way easier to persuade into working with you when the right time comes. Another thing that I hear is, why would I start my own YouTube or my own podcast or my own Instagram account? There's already so many people out there like me. Why is my voice needed? But you just have to remember that there is room for you out there. There's room for people that want to hear things in the way that you say it and from your background and your lived experience that's going to resonate with them in the way that others don't. So take my channel, for example. I am far from the first self-help or personal development type of channel on YouTube, but people are still subscribing to me because they're connecting with something about my past or my experiences or the way that I share information. Something about me connects with those people. And that's the same when you build your own audience. Something about you is going to connect with your audience as well. So moving on to observation number 3, the things that I see empowered business owners doing is doing what makes them happy. And what I mean by this is they're doing the things that they wanted to do when they were at their 9-to-5 jobs. They're doing the things that they dreamt of doing when they were still stuck behind a desk. So a couple of the reasons why I left my 9-to-5 were because I didn't want to work 9-to-5. I didn't want to work 40 hours a week, and I didn't want to work behind a cubicle every day. And if those are some of the reasons why you are thinking of quitting your job or why you already have quit your job, then are you living those things right now? Because those are the things that were supposed to make you happy in the first place. And if you're not giving yourself permission to do that in your own business, then of course it's not going to feel good. So if you don't want to work on Mondays, then don't work on Mondays. You can set your own schedule and nothing is going to go wrong when you do that. You are the business owner and you set the expectations for the people that work with you. How many people are annoyed with Chick-fil-A for not being open on Sundays? Does that stop them from going to Chick-fil-A any other day of the week? Of course not, because they just know that's how Chick-fil-A runs their business, and they know they still want to work with Chick-fil-A. They still want to eat the chicken nuggets or whatever they get at Chick-fil-A. So really ask yourself if you're giving yourself permission to run your business the way that you desire, or if you're kind of limiting yourself because of the expectations of others or what you perceive to be the expectations of others, or if you perceive to be judged for doing things the way that you want to do them. Make sure you check in with yourself and say, am I limiting myself or am I being the owner of this business? As the owner of a business, you get to say if you take a 2-hour break in the middle of the day and go to yoga or go to the gym or go for a walk or do whatever you want. You get to say whether or not you sit at a desk or maybe you sit at the couch or you sit in bed in your comfy clothes. It doesn't matter. If you're getting the work done, you get to choose what you want. And the last observation that I've seen from people that feel really empowered in their business is they don't do it all themselves. They hire help. One of the biggest objections I hear from people thinking of starting their business is that they don't want to become their own accountant. They don't want to do the marketing. They don't want to do all the other jobs that their 9-to-5 employer takes care of. They just want to do the fun, creative work. And I get it. It definitely is a lot of work and it requires some learning and some growth. And it is going to be a lot in the beginning when you're starting your business. And I understand that hiring help also costs money. So in the beginning, you probably will be doing everything on your own in your business. And you can just expect that. But keep in mind that you're working towards eventually hiring help. Set that as a priority that once your income grows to the point where you can hire help, that you're going to start hiring help because your most valuable resource is your time. One of the biggest reasons that people start their own businesses is because they want to live life on their own terms. They want to spend their valuable time any way they choose. So there you have it. Those are a few observations that I've seen in people who feel really empowered and successful and happy in their businesses compared to people who are feeling like their business just isn't fun and that they're struggling. So I encourage you to think about how you can leverage what you've already created in your own business, as well as leveraging this age of the internet that we're in right now to make more money and free up the time that you have. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed it, what resonated, what you took away from it. I love hearing back from you guys. And make sure to give the video a big thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already for more weekly content like this. And I'll see you in the next video.